thanks for that question about Joe, Ali. Everything's tracking pretty well with Joey. We're hopeful that he'll be ready to go for round one, but as I've said in the past, not at any cost. We want him playing his best footy throughout the course of the whole year and for a long future at Essendon Footy Club. So round one is an aim, but it's not at all cost. In saying that, we're still confident that we can have him ready to go. And yeah, it's a bit of an unknown. I think Joe's got better footy in him than he played in 2017, so he'll continue to learn and build, and hopefully we'll see some of that this year. Graham, thanks for that. Andy McGrath ended up with a little bit of time through the midfield last year, mainly on a wing, and that's where he's been doing most of his training through the pre-season. So we definitely expect we'll see him a lot more through the midfield this year, and that he's in a position to be able to impact more as well when he goes through there. They're all fairly developmental players, they're first year players, so and depending on their form through the upcoming weeks of practice games, any one of them could put their hand up. I don't think they'll force their way into our best team in round one, but Irving Mosquito really is an exciting young player. I think you know, he's going to bring something that will excite the competition and be really strong for Essendon, but I don't think he'll be ready for round one. Lucas, Jake Stringer does spend most of his time in the forward line, and where he'll spend most of his time will be dictated by what the team really needs, given who we're playing, our form, how the rest of the midfield are tracking. But if we have everyone fit and available, we expect that our midfield has been strengthened with Dylan Shield coming in, and that may free up Jake to spend more time in the forward line. But he does add a lot around centre bounce work, so expect to see him on ball at different times. Andrew, Aaron Francis has had a really solid pre-season, really pleased with how he's been going about it, and all indications are that he's really happy at the footy club. There's no doubt he's a South Australian boy, so we would expect that in the background the South Australian clubs would be really keen to find out how he's tracking. But overall, he's really enjoying his time at Essendon, and I think as he grows throughout this year, you'll see that he's well and truly an Essendon boy, and he'll stay around. Dan, Irving Mosquito is tracking along really well, really exciting young player, but to think that he could potentially force his way into our round one lineup is highly unlikely if everyone's available, fit and going. But that doesn't mean, well, he hasn't had the opportunity to really show what he can do in our system yet. So we'll have a look at him through the remainder of the pre-season. He may get a game in the JLT, and if he jumps guys, then he'll be putting his hand up. I still send letters off to different guys. It varies. Sometimes it's when they've reached their 200th game, sometimes it's 150, depends on where they're at and what stage of their career. I don't always handwrite them these days, but I still like to acknowledge, you know, the wonderful effort and the amount of blood, sweat and tears I know it takes to reach those milestones. Chris, thanks for the pasta question. It's very specific. You've only given me a very small choice there, but I think I would go with spaghetti because I will just change the sauce as we go along. Yeah, well, everyone's entitled to those opinions. I was challenged that Josh Kennedy at West Coast. A lot of people in the early days didn't like his beard either, but he's kept it and his form's held up. Joe's Mo might grow its own life, and if he plays a footy we know he can play, that Mo could become famous. Yeah, random question from a Devon. I don't know too many Devons, but maybe Devon, maybe we might start you in a back pocket. I reckon you tackle well, you've got some good speed, and you may be able to hold a position down there.